I believe I see 3 instructions to the local church. You could say 3 postures of the local church. The local church needs a posture of prayer. We want to be the kind of people in the local church that pray before trouble, pray during trouble, pray after trouble, because we are in a deep and intimate and life-giving relationship with Jesus through prayer. I got to speak to the men specifically because we've got a problem, fellas. We are set apart people. We live differently, fellas. We're the kind of people that put aside the opinions and preferences of others to gather in humility before God, recognizing that He is Lord, He is King, that we are weak and He gives us strength. He says, I also want the women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes. Now, he's not saying don't care about your appearance. I believe that Paul is simply trying to make the point to both men and women in that day that clearly there was a fair bit of arguing, a fair bit of fighting, a lot of focus on how you looked. Paul is encouraging Timothy to lead his local church in a posture of prayer and in a posture of worship. A posture of worship. Sometimes we need a reminder that the church isn't meant to be consumed, because the church is not a product. The church is not a building. The church is the people of God called out according to His purpose. And when we think about prayer, it's less about me, it's more about God. When I think about worship, it's not about me, it's about God. Who cares if you don't like the lyrics? When I think about learning, it's not about me, it's about God. None of these things are for you, and yet we get so much out. We gain so much of being in the life of the church, but our posture is not get. Our posture is give. Paul's point is more about the who he was writing about, the who that we pray to, the who that we worship, the who that we learn from. He points us right back to Jesus. Because the church in and of itself isn't the point. Prayer isn't the point. Worship isn't the point. Learning isn't the point. Being right or wrong isn't the point. Jesus is the point. Jesus has already done what you could not do for yourself. He lived a life we couldn't live. He died the death that we deserved, and He rose again, defeating the power of sin and death in our lives. And today He offers forgiveness. Today He offers freedom. Today He offers victory and the new life that comes with it as a gift. And so before we talk about being the local church, before we talk about owning the mission, before we talk about reaching others, we must ask one of the most important questions. Have you personally responded to the one who gave Himself as a ransom for you?